Today I'll be answering a question that we get asked very often. Almost every second or third buyer will ask us what exactly is the difference between using Sheesham wood or teak wood for furniture. Let me demystify that for all of you once and for all today. First of all, the Sheesham wood that we get today, which is sold online, which is sold by a lot of premier companies, obviously I will not name them, is not Sheesham wood in the first place. Sheesham wood is actually a name for rosewood. You ask your uncles or your fathers or your grandfathers, some of them will definitely know what rosewood is. In fact, there may be parts of your house which also contain that original rosewood, a door, a cabinet, or some such corner which has some old piece of furniture made which you are still using. So the original characteristic of Sheesham wood is that it is completely dark, right? You cannot make it look light. And the natural brown stain that is visible in Sheesham wood today is definitely not possible in the original rosewood. So the question is, why exactly is everyone calling it Sheesham wood? Well, it's not their fault. It's not that anyone's trying to cheat you or anything. The fact is that this Sheesham wood which is being sold today is actually called Shisham. But because the export trade started decades back, perhaps for ease of understanding or ease of use, people started to call it Shisham because that would be easier for the foreigners to pronounce or to understand, because a lot of this furniture is exported as well. And then I believe that there is some similarity that this is a premature tree of the original rosewood. The verdict on that is not yet out, but I do believe that it does come from a similar region. And that's why it is interchangeably called Sheesham wood. Now, what exactly is the quality of this wood? I would like to tell you that it's actually a pretty decent quality wood. It's a tropical hardwood, just like teakwood, and you can make all kinds of furniture with it. It also has a very strong grain. So if you are someone who really likes that strong grain visible, that's a very good wood to use. And in fact, it's also harder and heavier than teakwood. Now the question comes that if it has all these qualities and features, why don't people use Sheesham wood as the premier wood? Well, the main reason is that it is still susceptible to getting termite. Now I know that when you buy it from a lot of companies, they will tell you that it has been seasoned, it has been chemically treated, the pesticide treatment is done. And yes, almost everyone does that. In fact, this stage is done at the timber merchants level. Before they sell the wood, ideally they put it in a chamber and they put the chemicals so that all the termite causing, or rather it becomes termite resistant, right? Or inherently if there is some termite, it kills that termite. But let me be completely honest with you, there is no guarantee of that. See, using Sheesham wood for furniture is a little bit like asking, I'm going to buy a metal car, give me a guarantee it will not rust. Your anti-rust treatment will work for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and especially if you're in a city like Bombay, immediately after the first year, it will start rusting. And wherever there is high humidity or there is temperature change or any kind of fluctuation, the termite comes faster. Now, the chemical treatment that they do can last for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. But you can also get termites after 5 years, even after 10 years. I say this with experience because we have worked extensively with Sheesham wood, mango wood, teak wood, acacia, most of the woods that are being sold today. Now, and then you may go back to your shopkeeper who gave you the guarantee that you told me this powder will not happen or this borer will not come, and then he will obviously exchange it for you. Now, it's not entirely his fault because that is the inherent nature of the wood, right? So how exactly is he going to guarantee that after 1 year, 5 years, or even 7, 8 years, the termite problem will not come? There is absolutely no guarantee for that. Yet having said that, the wood can look beautiful, you can finish it really well, and it can actually look like a great piece of furniture in your house. With one caveat, that you could face this problem at any given point of time, right? In fact, sometimes it is so severe that you open the mat, underneath the mattress you will see that there is an entire bed of borer, or you open a drawer and see that borer has accumulated almost like sand has been dropping, right? So those are some considerations you will definitely have to take. So ideally I feel that if someone is living in a rented house or is really not keen on looking at furniture as an investment, something he will use for years to come, I think it's a pretty decent option. And of course, the reason it is sold much more than teakwood is because it is more economical. It is far more economical compared to any other premium woods. And the same holds true for mango wood, right? In fact, mango wood is softer. It can be finished in many lighter finishes, and it actually, the tendency to get borer is much more in mango wood. It's a very notorious wood. Even though the finish looks beautiful on it, mango wood is far more unreliable than Shisham wood. Now I've touched upon a few aspects of Shisham wood. Let me come to teakwood, right? Teakwood is considered the king of woods, right? Just the way Alfonso is considered the king of mangoes. The reason is that it has, well, of course, it has a very elegant look. The grains compared to Shisham wood are far more subdued. They are not very strong. They are not very conspicuous, right? They look subtle, they look sophisticated, and they look a lot more even. And of course, different types of teak wood have different characteristics of grain. I will not get into the detail of that because we're just having a broad comparison of Shisham versus teak wood. Now, the thing about teak wood is that, well, the biggest advantage I would say is that it has natural oils which make it naturally resistant to getting termite, right? That is the absolute biggest advantage. Secondly, it is perhaps the wood which has least amount of moisture movement. What I mean by that is, you must have noticed that doors get jammed during winter, sometimes drawers get jammed, sometimes joints open up, sometimes wood cracks, okay? This happens in all woods, right? And the reason this happens is that moisture levels keep changing depending on the temperature of the city you live in, depending on the temperature of your room, depending on how much the AC is used, depending on how much sunlight comes in. All these reasons make a huge difference to the moisture content in the wood. And moisture cannot go away even though it is season and theoretically there is 5% moisture or 7% moisture, and after that the moisture will not move. There are many manufacturing techniques also which minimize moisture movement. But in tropical climates like India and especially humid climates like Mumbai, moisture movement is going to happen. And unless you are 90% of the time the furniture is kept in an air-conditioned environment. Sorry. Yet I would say that because teak wood has minimum amount of moisture movement, it is perhaps the most, in the long run, according to me, it works out the most economical, the most dependable wood. Now let's say you have spent 30, 40 or even 50% more making your furniture in teak wood, right? But you intend to use it for decades to come. The best part, as I said, is you will not have any termite problem. It is naturally termite resistant. Whatever moisture movements can happen can pretty much be fixed in a matter of 1 day or 2 days maximum. Right? It doesn't matter if it has happened after 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. And thirdly, the biggest advantage is that the repolishing can be done very, very easily. There are of course various kinds of finish you can do. We normally suggest go with a very basic French polish which can be repolished and retouched up very easily. In a matter of 1 or 2 days, your furniture can be looking bright and new once again. Now, in this video, we're having a very little comparison of Shisham wood versus teak wood. So if you look at it from a long-term point of view, and if you look at quality consideration, if you consider the look of the furniture, definitely teak wood wins hands down, right? It will look better, it will last better, it will function better. Shisham wood, as I said, is pretty good if you want to go for something economical, and perhaps if you are in a rented house, as I said. And of course, if you don't mind taking that risk factor, right? It's a bit like buying like a small cap stock that you don't mind if it goes down. You're taking that risk that it will go down, but it may even last you longer. So now you really have to look at your considerations and whether you are looking at that furniture as something that you really want to live with, or whether you just want it to be functional, right? You just want to use it and you don't care about anything else. Then I think Shisham wood is a pretty good option. But if you really want that, when I look at the furniture, I want to be happy that I invested in something. I want to enjoy this piece of furniture. I love the touch and feel. I want people to compliment me on the furniture. And this normally happens to clientele who are above the age of 35, right? Who have that awareness and that thought process that now this furniture is going to be part of my life, so I really want to invest in it. So this is a very brief comparison I have given you all of Shisham wood versus teak wood. I hope it has educated you to some extent. And as I said, well, this is not really Shisham wood. If you ask someone in your family, they will tell you that The original Shisham is the rosewood, which has a completely dark stain. It cannot look natural brown. It will always look dark. It will always look in the walnut or semi-walnut shade. And so I hope you have been aware, and please keep in mind that what you are buying is not Shisham, it is actually Sheesham, right? And don't bother checking this with the sales staff because even they will not be aware. They'll wonder what are these weird questions you're asking. I think this video has given you a fairly broad idea of what the right decision for you is to make your furniture. Right. So, and if you have any questions, you can feel free to comment, and I would be happy to reply to them. I'm also mentioning my website address in the link, where we specialize in premium woods like Teakwood, oakwood, steambeach. Sheesham wood we do, but very selectively and mostly for bulk orders. So feel free to reach out to us, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you for watching till the end.